All right, so as I said, I wanted to maybe check out some of the interesting and old school books that I've seen in this beautiful, interesting place. And one of those was this book, The Education of Mr. Pip by C.D. Gibson. All right. So it's a heavy book for sure. Boom, look at this. All right. The Education of Mr. Pip. I just love the art style so much. By Charles Dana Gibson, New York, Russell Publisher. As you can probably see here, most of the men are mainly interested in his daughters rather than him. That's pretty cool. Okay. And then here we have this beautiful lady at their ambassadors, blah, blah, blah. They're basically seeing some fancy people in here. But look at these beautiful drawings. I love this. Like, the images are very expressive, and this lady is being drawn very well, I think. All right, what do we have here? We have, I think they're going to Paris here, yeah. In Paris, he has the opportunity of enlarging his horizon and of developing an interest in the real purpose of the trip. So it seems like the real purpose of the trip is to have the ladies of the house getting new dresses, right? Even Mrs. Pip seems to be somewhat happy, and Mr. Pip doesn't seem to be super happy, and the dog is kind of bored as well. And here, Mr. Pip, what is he doing at the opera? He fails to take a friendly interest in the great composers. So here at the opera, instead of being super interested, he just kind of falls asleep. I love this. I don't know if I love the opera either. What happens here? American colony. So they're having a drink somewhere, and most of the guys are very much interested in the young daughters, and he is a bit stuck alone, Mr. Pip, it seems. And I just thought I would show you the art style, which I think is really cool. Really something. But then I think he just kind of goes out on his own, and he starts to have kind of fun. He's going here on a nice bandwagon, is that the word? In higher altitudes, difference in opinion. Look at the cool style, though. I love these dresses. It's insane. I don't know what this lady does, but they were so keen on appearing cultivated with their dresses. I mean, they look insanely fancy. He even has a thing to put his feet on. That's pretty nice. He's sitting alone in the bandwagon, and here there are some men again, and I don't know, I guess maybe the moral of the story is that Mr. Pip is pretty much all alone. So there's actually another lady who listens to him, and this is his wife talking to another guy, being charmed by him. But then he starts to look a bit, happier. I don't know exactly why, but he seems to party a bit. Back here, and here again, he loses his way. He becomes separated from the rest apparently here, and he talks to some gendarmes. People are starting to worry about him, and somebody stole something from him, and he gets annoyed by it, and he starts a fight. His wife is fainting, but this lady is kind of into it, interestingly. And I think eventually, look at him here. I love the expressions that this painter made here. It's pretty intense, I think. All of this is beautifully drawn. Look at this handsome man. And these guys, again, trying to flirt with the ladies. I think they're going on some kind of Paris carnival, it does seem. And buying jewelry again, as you would expect it. They're on a dance. Is that even his wife? It doesn't seem like it. He meets Viola, who it seems like is his actual soulmate, in a sense. An impromptu address. He's playing some cricket here, probably with Viola again. It almost seems like there's some kind of royalty or something. Then he starts kind of enjoying himself with these people. He goes to the races and actually wins for once. And some handsome man looking at his daughters, playing some cricket and golf again. And then it seems like eventually celebration. I think that's in the other women again, but it's just me. In any case, it seems that here Mr. Pip is consulted regarding the happiness of his daughters. So it seems like his daughters found some handsome man to get married off. And I guess eventually he has some grandkids and he seems to be pretty happy about it. So I guess that's the happy ending, isn't it? Look at these interesting books. Strandig. What are those? Norske Blikskud. Fotografik. Picture. Alright. Kronprince Olaf. This is what my grandfather did too. Like some kind of fucking ski jumping. It's insane. Look at this big Zeppelin. That's probably the word for it. Amundsen och Ellsworth Drupagan. I don't speak this language, but this looks pretty intense. Look at this bear fell that he's wearing. Intense. And this is a small tent. Oh, that's cute. Some small pigs being made. Yep. Alright. Let me put this up here. Yeah. I gotta say, this book looks pretty intense to me. What is that? Oof, that's cool. I want to check this out. Alright, look at this book. Isn't it like some magical book or something? Intense. I'm looking forward to this. That's interesting. Can you see this? I don't even know how this is possible. But I think honestly this is just some kind of people, which I don't know who these are, but this is actual handwriting, so this might be a family tree of some sorts. Vöckenfamilie, Meinich, Heinrich. Who are those people? So this is another person with a baby. This is another person. Two girls. Again, two girls with a different haircut. Maybe it's the same ones. Again, two girls. Claudia. I have a hard time reading this, to be honest. One is missing. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Interesting. Wow. Look at this nice general on the right, and this girl with a with a skirt down here. Boom. That's interesting too. Some lady. We have two women again. This actually kind of looks like the lady who lives here. Interesting. Is this a priest? No. Interesting guy to the right. We got this guy with the glasses up here. We got this kind of cocky looking guy on the right. Professor Bliot. It's a professor apparently. So, alright, we have this lady. It's a bit dark. Entersonful. We have this kind of soldier up here. Can't read it. This pretty fancy looking guy to the right. We have a pretty funny looking kid in here. Rosengun. The guy to the right. That's an interesting haircut you don't see anymore. It's kind of like the Strauss Josef Strauss haircut with some kind of beard thing going on, but it's not really a kind of a spotty beard. Then we have this lady on the left. We have this man on the right with a nice bow tie, it seems. It's an interesting effect. You only see parts of his face. And there's like a cross in here, which probably means he has deceased since. But maybe even in some war or something. Because I don't know when this was made. Then we have another cool looking guy. We have this guy, interesting. Adolf Saliet. We have these two guys, the guy on the left, the guy on the right with these huge sideburns that turn into a beard but then cut down the beard in the middle. I don't know why you would have that look, but has definitely lost some fashion. I mean, this guy on the left, he could be like a hipster nowadays, except the suit. The guy on the right, fancy guy too. I can almost read this. Sackführer Rönecke. Then we have this fancy man with a Olaf, maybe, with a nice cylinder hat, kind of white pants, so it's an interesting look for sure. Then we have this guy, Oscar Wingard, deceased. So this is from 1866, so as you probably can guess, it's a pretty ancient book, before the world wars even. We have this guy who looks kind of cool, the guy on the left, kind of cocky. On the right, women were pretty decent and, yeah, conservative back in the day, it seems, almost. Then we have these two fellas, handsome looking fellas. The guy on the left looks like he's on the Marine. Yeah, he's a lieutenant Lignag or something. Lieutenant, can you read that? Lindsay. The guy on the right too, hard to read. Then we have these two people who deceased. Well, Niels, I think, is the name on the left. The guy on the right is Dundolf or something. Then we have this guy down here who looks pretty Scandinavian to me. Then we have this guy with an interesting beard again, kind of a spotty one. Maybe you should shave it off, to be honest, but Henrik Meyer, I think is his name. Then we have this cool looking guy on the right, he looks like a musician or something. Then we have this pretty cool lad on the left, he looks like an artist type. He has an interesting hat, like a Charlie Chaplin type of guy, and a cane. The guy on the right is interesting with his beard. That's the style they did have like these big sideburns and down there shaved off for some reason sometimes. Then we had those that only had a mustache. Dr. Sinisvert or something, Sinisvert. Then we have this guy, some other doctor. Then we have Dr. Frederick. So many doctors. This guy is pretty handsome, the guy on the left. Theodor Regelek is the guy on the right, I think. But hard to say exactly. So many people. We have more men than women, that's for sure. I don't know who made this list, if it's people from here or people that are friends or related. Maybe it's kind of like one of those albums as a kid back in preschool. You basically had these lists of people that you call your friends and they could write something in them. Two fancy looking guys again, two interesting beard guys again. One kid on the left, Gustav maybe. Then on the right, it's I think Holger Larsson or something maybe. This guy has interesting glasses for sure, like a monocle or something. Died as well. This guy died as well. Pretty cool. Pretty interesting look to himself. I like it. I like this. I like all of this. I skipped one page. One is missing. This guy is interesting. What is he up to? Arnold something. Everybody had to look kind of serious, right? Would you agree? The guy on the left looks like an important industrial person. This guy looks important too. Lana. The lady on the right. Kamina. Hard to read. Another man, pretty young. A woman with 2 kids, a daughter and a son. Some lady, it seems. I wish there was some introduction as to who these people are. There's a man and there's a family with some text written in there. I'll quick check if I can read this. Niels Larsson. These are just names, basically. Tons of names. So, that's a couple, actually. A guy and a woman. Were they just married off back in the day, or did they actually choose their partners already? I wonder. 2 ladies on the left, 1 lady on the right. 2 guys here, 2 guys there. They're never smiling though. Interesting. I like it. 2 guys here, 2 ladies there. Look at this interesting look. What is that? That seems to be some kind of like pelt with some kind of decoration on here. This is interesting too. Oh, but I'm not sure. Don't ask me what this is exactly. There's some kind of military guy, Axel Rinen or something. Maurens Sommerschild or something on the right. I like this guy on the right. Look at these fancy looks though. That's a cool kid. Pretty shy. That's what I look like on most pictures. A nice Marshall Niels Dietrison. Then a young lady up here. Did they always have to wear these fancy dresses, I wonder? Interesting. These 2. And these 2. And that's the book, I think. That's a fascinating book. I love it. Oh, this is cool. I would really like to read more, but unfortunately most of it is in languages I don't understand, maybe Norwegian mainly. Fruentil menin fatum primas signum Christi. Okay, that's Latin. Olaf Gulvak. John Steinbeck. I do know him. These are some newer books. Solon Uriken. Some different books here. Lots of books there, but yeah. Fascinating stuff. I love it. What kind of games are those? Dominoes, a novel game. I don't know if that's novel. Splitting. Oh, look at this small thing. Kamerad, vertelle historie. Wow, these are some cool things. What is that? 2 girls learning the piano and a guy instructing them. That's cool stuff, but I'm not sure what it is specifically. Alrighty, let's just quickly go upstairs. I wanted to have a look at those books, but I think they're probably just normal Norwegian Western books. Somebody has collected them, I think. Where were those great comics? I wanted to check them out. Yeah, there were some comic books in here. Arbok for Trundelang. Arbok, what does that mean? I don't know for sure. Agaton sucks. It's an old comic book for sure. It's a 1991 edition of Donald Duck. Onkel Skrue. Stirapa. You know what? I never really read those because I don't know, I didn't have them at home. We did have Timotropy, Tata, but not really those ones. Yeah. But policeman coming. That's the house of them, right? He's rich as hell. What's happening here? He's being killed. I think this guy's evil. I don't know for sure. Are those like the evil guys who try to steal his money all the time? What the hell is that? I think these are basically just some weaving techniques, which I'm not really aware of. Oh, look at this machine. Maybe that's the same one that's here. That's complicated stuff. Complicated stuff. Tons of technique. This is almost impossible for me to decipher. Tons of technique, tons of technique, tons of technique. Amazing book, look at this. Complex pattern. This, oh, that's English actually. Cool, I can understand this. Okay. So, what year is this from? What edition? A cool bargain. Look at this whale. Whoa. Interesting stuff. What's that? It's Donald Duck, Walt Disney's. 75 cents was the price back then. Number 251 from March. Edition number, what does it mean, 10? That's 12 krona. 95 cents, it already increased in price. A bit different. Interesting. That's another one. New from Gladstone. That's another one. 1.95 APR. What does it even mean? 2.50 Canadian dollars. 95 cents again. Comics and Story from Gladstone. 60 cents. That was an older edition. Probably possible. Crazy. Pondus. Then we have this one. Pondus. That's kind of funny. Look at this. That's actually a bit vulgar, it seems. Kind of reminds me of Werner. That's a German one with motorbike, but I think it's different ones. It's basically different ones combined. Wow, this one looks old. 15 cents. Walt Disney's Comics and Stories. Look at this. It's a completely different art style. Tons of text. You can see, like back in the day, they had a lot of text in there still. You have like enter the amazing world of live sea monkeys. $1. Live sea monkeys. These 3 big drafting kits given to you. High paying job in drafting. Yeah, sure. Wow, look at this. Can you see this? Is this some kind of devil or something? What is this? Rescue reversal. Stamp con. There's a collector's paper money. Apparently stamps are paper money, yeah. Everybody had a stamp collection. Full color posters, but they're not in color in here. Pretty big. That's interesting. It's some kind of short. But I think the drawings are beautiful for sure. You can learn to draw comics at home from expert. Earn big money. No salesman nor contracts. Send 254 for full information. Amazing. $1,000 paid for this 6-cent stamp. You might find on a letter today, or you could find others that just sold for a few $100s to a few $1,000s in your mail or on old letters. We show you what to look for so you can recognize valuable stamps. $250 magic tricks. This is how you can learn magic tricks. Nothing extra to buy. Positively astonishing. Yeah, that was really popular back in the day. Grandma joins up. There's a big story. Who's this guy even? Is this some kind of evil Mickey Mouse guy? Some evil king. Mickey Mouse and Goofy in here. High power binoculars. I love those ads. 75 cents. That's a good price for something that's high power. Prizes or cash. Free sales kit. Earn $1 a box. Wow. 12